Good morning, students. We are looking into this chapter, Human Development, chapter 3rd of part B book. We have seen all these things. What is human development? All these things. This thing is important. I did not discuss it. What is human development? Exactly the definition of human development is mentioned here. So you have to look into it. So exact definition is human development is a process of enlarging the range of people choices. Means increasing the people choices, range in people choices. Whatever options people able to choose, there is a range in it. Means one can become a rickshaw puller to train driver to pilot. So there is a range. One can become a simple nurse till the major surgeon. So there is a range in it. From junior engineer, ITI engineer to civil engineer. So from ITI engineer to chief engineer. So one has a range in it. So this is all about the enlarging the range of people choices. There is option in same career choice. So human development is a process of enlarging the range of people choices, increasing their opportunity for education, healthcare, income and empowerment, and covering the full range of human choices from a sound physical environment to economic, social and political freedom. So whatever things we have studied till now, there is an inclusion of all the things in this definition. So this is the complete definition of human development. So enlarging the range of people choices, increasing the opportunity of all the three key areas, that is education, healthcare and income and empowerment, covering the full range of human choices from a sound physical environment to economic, social and political freedom. So covering a full choices for full range of human choices in form of freedom, environmental freedom, economic freedom, social freedom and political freedom. So whatever things placing people at the center and giving all type of freedom. Nearby environment must be clean. There is freedom of economic choices. Social freedom must be there. Political freedom also welcomed. So all these things, so all the related aspect of human development has been included in this definition, and whatever till we have studied, you can understand it with this definition. So this is the definition of human development. Enlarging the range of people choices is the most significant aspect of human development. First thing is this one, that people choices will be increased. So people choice may involve a host of other issues like people choices increasing means living a long and a healthy life. So as I told earlier, just being living a long life is not enough. So long life which is healthy. People choices enlarging will be done only through to be educated and have access to resources needed for the decent standard of living, including political freedom, guaranteed all form of human rights, personal self-respect, dignity must be there. So all these things have been given to people in form of different freedoms like economic, social and political freedom, and all these things are considered some of the non-negotiable aspect of human development. So These things cannot be negotiable in terms of human development. Then we have looked human development in India, indicators, economic attainments, and in yesterday class we studied about the indicators of healthy life. Here we seen Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and different aspect of healthy life. So today I need to start with this indicator of social empowerment. So just see it. So social empowerment means giving freedom to people. Development in sense of freedom. So freedom, what kind of freedom? Freedom from hunger, भुखमरी से छुटकारा. Freedom from poverty, गरीबी से छुटकारा. Freedom from servitude. What it means? It means that freedom from slavery. Earlier, at the time of colonial time, at the time of English East India Company, this Das Pratha was very famous. They used to send Indian people as a slave or a plantation worker in different countries of the world. So freedom from slavery. So see, this slavery or servitude is given to us by colonial rule. So freedom from this thing. Freedom from bondage, bonded labor, the labor who used to work in the field of other big farmers on the verge of just 1 or 2 times a meal. So no wages in return. So just for food, people used to work in other farmers' land. Then freedom from ignorance, especially for the deprived class or marginalized people. They are ignored in the recent last 300-400 years. So some sort of freedom they required in form of reservation or whatever things to uplift them into the main stream of the society. Then the freedom from illiteracy, which will curtail or limited their choices in future. So definitely everybody has option to be literate, and government has to put huge expenditure in increasing the literacy of all the citizens of a country. And any other form of domination, freedom from any other form of domination, means you have liberty, you have freedom, nobody will dominate you, nobody will guide you or say you that you have to do this thing and you are not required to do this thing. So as per the harmony or the way in the society, everybody have a freedom from any form of domination. So all these freedoms are key to human development. So as I explained, so if each and every citizen has a freedom from hunger, freedom from poverty, freedom from slavery, freedom from bondage labor, freedom from ignorance, especially in case of marginalized people, and freedom from literacy, again especially the focus point is marginalized people, women's, and any other form of freedom from any other form of domination. One of the kind of domination is marriages. After marriage, the boy family or the mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law were not allowed the girl to work. So freedom from any form of domination include these also. So all have their own choices, own freedom. If such a things will be given to each and every citizen, human development is there. So these all things is a key to human development. Freedom in real sense of the term is possible only when the empowerment and participation of the people in the exercise of their capability and choices in the society. So exactly what it's saying. So if each and every citizen will be got empowered and have a right or have a participation in the economy or in the production of the country based on their capability, and choices are there based on their capability in the society, then this is called freedom in real sense. So if somebody is not doing a dignified job, the reason for that thing is their limitation in sense of key area, means they are not educated, not illiterate, that's why he or she is not doing a proper dignified job. And on that case, it is responsibility of the government to do expenditure to enrich their capability in the future, so that according to their enhanced capability, the earlier person or the given person will get better choices in the society, and in future they will also enjoy, he or she will also enjoy the dignified life बेस्ड ऑन कैपेबिलिटी. ऐसा नहीं कि फ्री में दे देना, आप पढ़े नहीं है चलो कोई बात नहीं, फिर भी यू आर वेरी पुअर, दैट्स वाई गवर्नमेंट इज गिविंग यू द पोस्ट ऑफ CEO of some company or the engineer in this company. No, such things cannot be done. Firstly, government has to put enough expenditure to enhance their capability. At the same time, government has to put enough expenditure to create employment in the society, and then according to the capabilities of the individuals, their choices must be there, and then they got a dignified job and good standard of living in a society. So this thing is important. It's not like कि आपने जो है फ्री में दे दिया, ऐसा नहीं करना, ठीक है. So that's why freedom in real sense of the term is possible only when empowerment and participation of people in the exercise of their capability and choices in the society. So whatever I explained is simply or is written in this form. So access to knowledge about the society and the environment are a fundamental to freedom. So access to knowledge about the society, what society wants, what the environment, what kind of environment is there, are one of the or are few of the fundamentals of freedom. If you are very literate and you does not understand what is the demand of the society, in that case you cannot get a better job, you cannot do better thing. Right now there is no or very limited requirement in the let's suppose for an example, just understand it with an example. There is a very limited role in outside job, very limited role in teaching. So here in COVID-19 cases, there is no or very limited or just say no demand of teacher in the market, especially in the private sector. Already schools are removing people, and in this time, let's suppose somebody is preparing to become a teacher, wanted to become a teacher in some private school. So you have to understand, आप मेहनत कर रहे हो लेकिन उस मेहनत का कोई रिजल्ट नहीं मिलेगा. क्यों नहीं मिलेगा? इसलिए क्योंकि मार्केट में अभी सारे स्कूल्स बंद हैं और ऑनलाइन टीचिंग हो रही है, जिसके कारण बहुत सारे टीचर्स को बहुत सारे स्कूल्स रिमूव कर रहे हैं. सो अभी रिक्रूटमेंट आने का कोई चांस ही नहीं है. सो राइट नाउ इफ़ यू आर एमिंग टू बिकम अ टीचर, सो दैट इज़ नॉट अकॉर्डिंग टू डिमांड ऑफ सोसाइटी. अब इसके लिए स्कूल को दोष देना भी गलत है. दिस इज नॉट दैट स्कूल इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट. इन्वायरमेंट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट. इट्स नॉट द स्कूल इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल. वाई इन्वायरमेंट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल? देखो, इन्वायरमेंट को समझो. पेरेंट्स वे आर नॉट रेडी टू पे फी. वाई पेरेंट्स आर नॉट रेडी टू पे फी? बिकॉज दे आर ऑल्सो नॉट गेटिंग इनकम फ्रॉम देयर लाइवलीहुड. गवर्नमेंट जॉब वालों को तो चलो ठीक है, इनकम मिल रही है, बट इन केस ऑफ प्राइवेट बिजनेसमैन और स्मॉल बिजनेसमैन, बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं. पुअर पीपल ऑल्सो यूज टू सेंड देयर वर्ड्स टू स्कूल्स, सो दे आर नॉट इन अ पोजिशन टू पे फी. And few parents are also misusing the environment, and that's why they are not paying fee. So in that scenario, school is not in the position to give salaries to their teachers, so that's why schools are limiting. There is online teaching. So online teaching में क्या है, एक ही टीचर अलग अलग क्लास में जाके पढ़ा सकता है. देयर इज नो नीड ऑफ फिजिकल, देयर इज नो फिजिकल क्लासरूम, सो देयर इज अ नो नीड ऑफ डिफरेंट टीचर. सो वन टीचर इज टीचिंग फ्रॉम जूनियर क्लास टू सीनियर क्लास. डिफरेंट टाइमिंग्स वेर सेट. सो टीचर वे आर लिमिटेड. स्कूल कम टीचर से ही अपना काम चला ले रहा है, उनको कम लोगों को सैलरी देना पड़ रहा है. और क्यों कर रहा है ऐसा स्कूल? क्योंकि स्कूल को पैसा नहीं आ रहा है. स्कूल को पैसा क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? क्योंकि पेरेंट्स को पैसा नहीं आ रहा है. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स इज अ काइंड ऑफ सोशल इशू क्रिएटेड बिकॉज ऑफ COVID-19 in a background of environment, natural environment which has been right now spread over in form of COVID-19. So आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. So access to knowledge about the society and environment are fundamental to freedom. अभी जो है, आप सोसाइटी को बिना समझे टीचर बनना चाहोगे तो देयर इज नो रोल. आप कितने भी इंटेलिजेंट हो, नो स्कूल विल hire you. So you have to understand the mindset of the society. What is the demand at that time? Accordingly, you have to work by looking and understanding about the society and environment at that time. Okay. So literacy is the beginning of access to such a world of knowledge and freedom. So without getting literate, no one can really no one can understand the knowledge, no one can understand the scenario or the condition of the society and environment. So primary prerequisite condition for understanding society and environment is basic education, literacy. So if one is literate, then he will able to understand the other condition and scenario. So literacy is the beginning of access to such a world of knowledge and freedom. So without literacy, it will be comparatively difficult. It's not like it is impossible. Illiterate लोग भी बहुत सारे काम करते हैं, but literacy is one of the prerequisite. Okay, now see this table 3.3. So table 3.3 showing the percentage of literate in India reveals some interesting features. Just see it. This is table TV 3.3. So this is all about literacy rate in India 2011 data. Okay. So here from this table, overall literacy in India is approximately 74%. So literacy rate of India is 74%, while female literacy is just 65.46%, means 9% lesser. Approximately there is a gap of 9%, means not is the gap between male and female. Male literacy is around 83. So if you compare the gap between the male literacy and female literacy in India, so the gap is around 18 to 20%. and half of it is the average. So average illiteracy in India according to 2011 census is 74%, in which female illiteracy is 65%. Total literacy as well as female literacy is higher than the national average in most of the states from South India. So what is saying? It is saying that total literacy as well as female literacy, मतलब average और only females भी अगर हम consider करते हैं तो few of the states of South India have higher average literacy or even higher female literacy than the national average. 74% से ज़्यादा literacy rate, average literacy rate as well as female literacy rate कुछ साउथ इंडियन स्टेट्स का है. मीन साउथ इंडियन स्टेट्स में जाओगे, केरला में, तमिलनाडु में, दीज स्टेट्स में, कर्नाटका, आंध्रा, यू विल फाइंड वहाँ का फीमेल लिटरेसी रेट भी 74% से ज़्यादा है. सो एवरेज तो ज़्यादा हो गई. साउथ इंडियन स्टेट्स हैव एन एवरेज अराउंड 88, 89 और 90% ऑफ लिटरेसी. There are wide regional disparity in literacy rate across the states of India. बहुत ज़्यादा disparity है. Some states like Bihar जहाँ पे 63% ही 63 और 64% is the literacy, and there are some states like Kerala and Mizoram which have around 92 or 94% of the literacy respectively. So there is a huge diversity. Apart from spatial variation, percentage of literates. So what is saying geography is all about spatial variation. That is from area to one area to other area, one region to other region, one state to other states. So this is spatial analysis. That one region has this, one state has this literacy, other state has this literacy. So you can segregate that this area, the given area. Let's suppose area A has a literacy this, area B or the has a literacy this, state Kerala has a literacy this, state Bihar has a literacy this. So this is, you can map it ना कि बिहार कहाँ पे है, केरला कहाँ पे है. You can segregate this. But apart from this spatial variation, there are literacy इंट्रा लिटरेसी वेरिएशन. इंट्रा लिटरेसी मतलब एक ही स्टेट के अंदर में कुछ रूरल एरिया होगा, कुछ अर्बन एरिया होगा. तो रूरल एरिया की लिटरेसी कम होगी, अर्बन एरिया की लिटरेसी ज़्यादा होगी. ठीक है. तो बहुत ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स टाइप ऑफ, यू कैन नॉट सेग्रीगेट दैट दिस रीजन हैज़ मोर लिटरेसी एंड दिस रीजन हैज़ लेस लिटरेसी. रूरल अर्बन का वेरिएशन मिल जाएगा. इवन विद इन द अर्बन ऑल्सो मार्जिनलाइज पीपल हैव लेसर लिटरेसी एंड जनरल बीपीएल के नीचे वालों का लिटरेसी लेवल अलग होगा और एपीएल का लिटरेसी अलग होगा. सो वेयर कि यू कैन सेग्रीगेट कि ये 2 घर जो है ये बीपीएल का है और ये 4 घर एपीएल का है. हाउ यू कैन सेग्रीगेट, समझ रहे हो. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम स्पेशियल वेरिएशन, परसेंटेज ऑफ लिटरेट्स इन रूरल एरिया and among the marginalized section of the society, such as marginalized section includes females, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, agricultural laborers, bonded laborers, etc. So these marginalized section is having a very low literacy. It is worth mentioning here that through there has been improvement in the percentage of literates among the marginalized section. So from the past there is some increment in case of literacy of marginalized section too. तो ये वुमेन का, शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स का भी लिटरेसी धीरे धीरे टाइम के साथ थोड़ा बहुत बढ़ा है. देयर इज सम इम्प्रूवमेंट, बट द गैप बिटवीन द रीचर एंड मार्जिनलाइज सेक्शन, एपीएल एंड बीपीएल सेक्शन ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन हैज इंक्रीज ओवर द ईयर. सो पास्ट के कंपेयर में रीचर बहुत ज़्यादा लिटरेट हो चुके हैं. मतलब उनका लिटरेसी अगर मान लो 70% था तो आज के डेट में दे आर रीचिंग अराउंड 90-95%. So there is a 70 से there is a leap of 25% among the APL community और रीचर community. बट पहले पुअरर और मार्जिनलाइज सेक्शन का 60% था, अभी उनका थोड़ा इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ, 65 किया है. लेकिन कितना इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ, 5% का ही हुआ। और गैप कितना हो गया, 60 था और पहले 70 था, 10% का गैप था। अभी मार्जिनलाइज पहुंचे 60 से 65 और वो पहुंच गया 90। सो गैप क्या हो गया, 65 से 90 के बीच में 25। सो दिस इज द थिंग। Definitely, there is a improve in literacy of the marginalized section. Also, a slight increment is there, but the real figure is that the gap between the richer and marginalized section, the gap between the literacy level of haves and have-nots, the gap between the literacy level of APL and BPL people has increased over the years. So this is the disadvantage of the society. So I am concluding our class here itself. From the next class we will see it later. Bye bye, see you in the